own it. I hope you said you don't mean to transfer ownership to the corporates. I hope it's to own the work.
And they can use it for branding.
Thank you. I don't want to repeat what you've said because you've, as the speaker said, you've really taken care of the carbon credits issue. But even as you do that work, Honorable DUALE, you know, we have very many petitions in Parliament on degazetted forests and forests that are grabbed. I would want to hear how you intend to work with Parliament, especially in dealing with all those issues, land issues around degazettement, encroachment of forests, and outright land grabbing of forested areas. Case in point, I'm aware, I know, and I don't know if you may be aware of the Oloolua Forest matter just outside Nairobi, and what you would intend to do to reclaim all this grabbed forest land.
Mr. Speaker, when I look at the ministry and even Parliament, there are a number of petitions touching on forest, grab land of the forest, part of the forest be put under use either for agriculture, for even government offices across the country. And the history of forest being grabbed, being encroached, is as old as the Republic of Kenya. In my entire life in Parliament, from the Mao Forest, when the Honorable late Michuki was the Minister for Environment, it's a recurring thing. And what I want to intend, if this House approves me, Mr. Speaker, is first to consolidate all those petitions. Some are genuine, some are out of fraud. Generally deliver a cabinet memo, and the cabinet, the highest decision-making organ of our country, can make a decision on this matter. All the petitions, the ones dealt with the Parliament, the ones which have not been dealt. Coming specifically to Oloolua, Mr. Speaker, I want to categorically, without fear of contradiction, say that if this House approves me, in the first 30 days, working with the Minister for Lands and other government agencies, a number of titles, including and belonging to big people in government, some of them members of Parliament, will be revoked. I will revoke those, and I am ready to bear the consequences, particularly for the one on Oloolua. I have been briefed, I have listened to experts, and I have seen it's deliberate. In the last 2 years, there are people who got illegal title deeds, and I think it will be the first place I will visit, and more so with the Committee on Environment, and I hope the chair is a member of this committee, my chair. We will visit, and please, Mr. Speaker, some of your members might be casualties.
No problem. If you do what is right, we will support you. Yes.
Mr. Speaker, is that to say the CS nominee actually knows the grabbers of Oloolua Forest? Because he has claimed they are senior government officers, including members of Parliament. I hope he's not referring to me since I asked the question.
Mr. Speaker, I am the nominee for the Minister of Environment, Climate Change, and Forestry. So if this House approves me, forestry will be my business. Grabbers of forest land will be my business. Whoever they are, whatever their status is in society. Mr. Speaker, if I just to say it, and I think for record, let me say it. With the last 2 years when I was at the Ministry of Defense, and I had the privilege to serve as a member of the National Security Council, and you served as the member of Security Council when you're Minister of Foreign Affairs. If today I'm asked between Al-Shabaab and corruption, which is a threat to the national security of Kenya, without fear of contradiction, I say corruption is more of a threat to our security and our existence than Al-Shabaab, because Al-Shabaab, you can identify, you know their location, you know their capability, but corruption is the one that is killing our country. So, as I go to environment, from NEMA to forestry, at least, if you are hearing me and you sit here or you are somewhere and you have allocated yourself illegally some forest land, be warned if this committee approves me.
Junet?
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, I have two questions for the nominee. One is, first, it is one of which is on him, one of the nominees that have come here, Mr. Speaker, and he said, if you approve me, I am carrying an axe on with my hand. I'm going to deal with people. This is very good because many people fear to give their position. But having said that, Mr. Speaker, what do you think? One issue. What does he think is one issue, environmental issue of high consequence that the country should focus on? That you think, as a country, we should focus on this one environmental issue. Secondly, the government pronounced and said that they want to plant 15 billion trees by 2032. Is that achievable in your view? What do you think? What will be the criteria of achieving that? And lastly, you see, Mr. Speaker, we are now in a public forum. The public is listening to us. And the nominee, whom I know very well, who was our majority leader for many years, whom we found in Parliament, is somebody who does not mince his words, somebody who speaks his mind. He said that there are people who have grabbed land, especially Oloolua Forest, and they are public people. There are some of them in high government offices and others even in Parliament. Could he share with us who those people could be, so that we also know that maybe where we are sleeping is maybe not a forest? Maybe some of us are living inside a forest, Mr. Speaker, so we can start packing before he's approved.
Mr. Speaker, Honorable Junet has asked me 3 questions. The first question was, what is this one thing that is serious and a threat to our environment? Mr. Speaker, as I said earlier, environment, the place of environment is in our preamble of the Constitution. Environment has been cited in Article 42 of the Constitution, that every Kenyan